he's been so far. Genetically blessed doesn't change over time. It's in your genetics. You can't change your genetics. And so he's been eating whatever he wants and not doing cardio, and suddenly he looks way bigger than last time. Remember, he's not fat. Those of you say, oh, Coach Greg's main gaining doesn't work. Does Alex Eubank look like he got fat? My advice to Alex would be to main gain at 13% body fat. Why not stay here? And so imagine if Alex Eubank were actually natural right now at 13% body fat, would there be any reason for him to go on a bulk? Why would he not maintain this right now? Remember, I don't think he's natural. I'm going to state what exactly I think he's taking.
I'm definitely resting a lot more. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. My workouts are not nearly as intense as they used to be. I used to train a lot more harder, a lot more consistently.
And so he used to train harder than last time, but since then, he's decided to train easy. He's taken his time, he's eaten McDonald's, Wendy's, and so on. And that is the reason why his physique has suddenly got better. And so, the secret really is you slack off in the gym, you don't do cardio, and you eat whatever you want, and you make amazing progress. Why are you all progressively overloading? Why are you training harder than last time? That's not the secret. Just slack off and you'll become amazing.
I really should not do this. I want to talk about my testosterone levels being just extraordinarily, not extraordinarily, still in the natural range, but just being way higher than they were.
And so let's just talk about how my testosterone levels are extraordinarily high. And then he corrects himself, not extraordinarily high, in the top end of the normal range for some people in the world. Does it look like he's bulked up to 20%? Does it look like it should be that much higher? This is somebody who was formerly hypogonadal, testosterone levels around 225, who claimed it was 100% natural. And so if you claim to be hypogonadal due to being at 9% body fat and you increase your levels to 13%, yeah, it could go up, perhaps from 200 something to 400 something. Maybe to his all-time best of even 600 plus. Maybe. But would it be higher than Coach Greg's highest level that I've been on HRT in years? Would it be higher than 800? Would it be higher than 900? Well, let's see.
Greg and them might make a little video on it, but I'm still claiming 100% natural.
And so Greg and them might make a video on it, but I'm still claiming 100% natural. And so although he knows that after I see this blood work, I'm going to say he's not natural, he still claims he's 100% natural. But why bother? Does anyone think that Alex Eubank is actually natural at this point? Well, perhaps you still do because we haven't finished the video.
So I have it in front of me. So total testosterone was 932. Reference range was 250 to 1100.
Total testosterone, 932. Let that sink in. Alex Eubank's highest previous total, just over 600. But more recently, it was at 225 and just over 400. And with that alone, that is not enough evidence. That's not proof. But let's examine the other numbers that go along with it.
The sex hormone binding globulin, whatever that is.
And so SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, is what combines to the testosterone level to make it active versus inactive. And so if you have very low SHBG, your free or bioavailable testosterone, the testosterone you can actually use, is going to be a lot higher. And so the lower that number, the more the testosterone you're going to feel. The higher that number, the less of the testosterone you're going to feel. And so because his testosterone levels are over 900, very high, and that he's 100% natural, combined the fact that he's very lean. 13% is very lean. It's at a very high percentage. It's not 15 or 20%. And so the lower your body fat percentage, the higher your SHBG will be.
The sex hormone binding globulin, whatever that is 23. Albumin, 4.4.
23. 23, not 33, not 43, not 53, 23. Very low. And so, yeah, it's in the reference range. But remember, his testosterone levels are at the 98th percentile. And so his SHBG, very low, much lower than the average person. And remember, the leaner you are, the higher you would expect SHBG to be. And so if Alex Eubank were to continue to diet, for example, to 9% body fat, SHBG would be even higher. And so despite the fact his testosterone might be in the 900s, his free testosterone would be even lower. And so assuming that this guy was natural, because he's so lean, I would have expected his SHBG to be closer to 40, perhaps even 50. I would say 30 to be a generous cutoff, yet here he is at 23. 23. And so could it simply be that he's simply taking testosterone? When you're on HRT, clearly it's going to increase your testosterone levels. It also lowers SHBG. And on top of that, you'll end up with higher than last time free testosterone. But more often than not, when you approach levels around 900 plus, if you're taking HRT, your HDL cholesterol is going to go down. And so let's examine what his cholesterol levels are.
My free test was 196.2.
And so his free test, 196.2. And so let's simply Google what a regular free test range would be. Optimal results, remember, optimal, 35 to 155 picograms per milliliter. And so his results, 196. Optimal, 35 to 155, yet he's at 196. And so in comparison, does anyone remember Igor Vitruvian Physique, a natural bodybuilder? Well, he got his blood work done, and when he got on a diet, do you know what happened? His total testosterone was actually pretty high. But his free testosterone was in the toilet, was in the tank. And why? Because his SHBG was so high. The leaner you get, the higher SHBG. Yet Alex Eubank's SHBG is only 23, which allows his free testosterone to be above optimal. Remember, above optimal. His blood work, very similar to me, and I'm on HRT. But let us examine his cholesterol.
Cholesterol 149.
And so his cholesterol all normal. And so in my opinion, I don't believe he's on a low dose of testosterone. The previous blood work, it looked like he was on testosterone, but because his cholesterol is so healthy, I don't believe he's on HRT. But there's something else that I do believe he's taking.
Yeah, so my test is a lot better. What I honestly, genuinely think, I talked earlier in this video about it, I just honestly think it's because I'm not restricting myself whatsoever. I'm placing a lot less stress on my body overall. I'm just not training nearly as hard or consistently as I was. Been a lot more content oriented. It's just been a little bit more hectic instead of like more dialed in. Not doing as much cardio.
And so he attributes these amazing results in his blood work to the fact that he's not training as hard, he's slacking off and just eating whatever he wants. But based on the physical evidence, as in his body and his presentation of it, it doesn't look like he's gained a lot of body fat. He's still, in his words, 13%, and in the eyes of his viewers, they think he's even leaner. Remember, he's gotten bigger, looks more full, and so what else could it be? Have you ever heard of enclomiphene? Enclomiphene is given to people with lower levels of testosterone. It's a performance-enhancing drug, and it would raise your total testosterone and your free and bioavailable testosterone. And it can do so without negatively impacting your cholesterol. Alex Eubank could have used enclomiphene in secret, not testosterone, and made these major gains in his testosterone levels and benefited in the gains made in his physique.
Honestly, I feel a lot better. I'm sleeping more. Yeah, honestly, overall, just definitely feel the difference of not having like low tests when I'm like shredded like I was last year, all year.
And so he literally feels the difference of not having low test. He feels like he's getting better sleep. He's making more gains in the gym. Even without training as hard, he can eat more what he wants. He doesn't have to do cardio, slacking off in the gym, and he feels a lot better. All could be attributed to adding in enclomiphene. And please don't confuse this with Clomid. I know enclomiphene sounds like Clomid, but Clomid is a combination of zuclomiphene and enclomiphene. But all you need to know is enclomiphene is a performance-enhancing drug that can raise your testosterone levels and would revoke your natty card. Many people who are on HRT, for example, they don't want to inject HRT for the rest of their life. They could opt to stop taking HRT and add in enclomiphene and perhaps gradually reduce that dose. And so now that I've presented all the evidence, what do you believe? Do you believe that Alex went from the 2nd percentile to the 98th percentile by increasing his calories and slacking off in the gym, not doing cardio, being stress-free? Or do you think it was a result of enclomiphene? Remember, I've ruled out HRT. I don't believe he's taking that. I believe that Alex Eubank just wanted a small edge, enough that no one could call him out. No one would say, wow, you put on 10 pounds of muscle. How did you do that? But just a small advantage, one that he did not believe you could attain through regular supplements, but that you could with performance-enhancing drugs, namely enclomiphene. Now, if you don't want to resort to using HRT or other performance-enhancing drugs, I do have 3 things: G-Test, GO2 Max, and ActiBuilder. These 3 in combination, you would be shocked at what you can achieve. And so please let me know in the comments section, do you believe Coach Greg? Do you believe that Alex Eubank is not natural? Or do you believe Alex Eubank? I do believe I've painted an evidence beyond reasonable doubt. I don't think that it makes sense that he made all these gains while being 100% natural. I do believe he was on SARMs of some sort in the past. If he's been a lifetime natural and was hypogonadal, 225 nanograms per deciliter, the second percentile, and he just ate a little bit more food and slacked off, and now it's suddenly at 930 plus? Really? You think that that's possible? Do you really believe that that's what happened? Or do you think that Coach Greg is more right than last time? Subscribe.